Welcome to the Big Picture Manatee, where our mission is to provide a nonpartisan space to listen, learn, inform, engage, and educate the public about issues surrounding Manatee County. Hi, I'm Sherry Courier, coming to you with over 30 years of experience in government at the top administrative level, and my colleagues here on the Big Picture Manatee today.
Well, hello. Again, my name is Reggie Bellamy, former County Commissioner of District 2, veteran of the United States Army. Excited to be here.
And hey, everybody, I'm Misty Servia, former County Commissioner, urban planner for 30 years in this region in the public and private sectors. And I'm so happy to be a part of this group.
Just as a reminder to our viewers, the views expressed here are those of our own and not reflective of the Big Picture Manatee as a whole. So we have our guest back today, Cathy Antunes, for our second series in a series of talking about dark money. And we've had a lot of input back from community members and our viewers about this topic and how they want to learn more about it. They really enjoyed that first series. So Cathy, just as a reminder to everyone, is the host of The Detail. It's a radio show on WSLR 96.9 FM, where she does detail all the information about local and state politics. Welcome back, Cathy.
Thanks so much for having me. And it is 96.5 FM, WSLR. Right. So you know.
96.5.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, we're back again, and we had such an exciting first series with you. We want to dig deeper into this concept of dark money. So we've got some more questions.
Right. So I'm gonna jump right in there, and Cathy, thanks for joining us again. And we're talking about dark money, soft money. Actually, you can tell us what the difference is, and what role does it play in local elections?
Yeah. So, I think when I first moved here, 10 grand for a school board race was normal, right? Like, you don't think of local elections as requiring six-figure, over $100,000. But it changed around 2010, and dark money is kind of similar to the term soft money in that candidate donations are easy to track. You can look them up and know who's contributing. Soft money is referred to as kind of unallocated money, whereas campaign money is for the candidate's campaign. Soft money could be a party's money, like the Democratic Party or the Republican Party in the county. They have, the direct pejorative term might be a slush fund, but they can put it where they want to, right? They can allocate it as they see fit. It's not it's not a hard line. It has to be used for this purpose, for this campaign. They can spread it out. So that's soft money. And then dark money is when the political committees are often flipping money from one committee to another. And it can be very hard to really pin down who's donating to those PACs, who's responsible for the nasty mailer about a candidate. And that is impacting our elections. We're having avalanches of mailers come out, negative and positive, but all looking to impact the election. And if somebody's being attacked, which did happen in Manatee County, I think the first example was Joe McClash's reelection back around 2012, and they were lying about him. And there was an avalanche of mailers that came out in the last weeks of the campaign. And Mr. McClash really didn't have, when they come out like that, avalanche of mailers going to voters, Mr. McClash really didn't have enough time or money to respond. So it's definitely impacting local elections, and the dark money is really coming from political committees.
And I love that example that you talked about back in 2012. And I think it's gotten worse since then, because what I find hard to understand is that they can lie. I mean, blatantly lie and say anything they want. And unfortunately, a lot of uninformed people believe that. So I know you've written an ebook, and I know that you're the leading expert in this area on dark money. Who are these local people? I mean, have you dug into that? Have you been able to find, who are all these people that are funding a school board campaign, for example?
Well, in Sarasota County and Manatee County, there are many donors, but those who are really putting a disproportionate amount of money into local campaigns, we talk about 4 primarily years. Pat Neal is a big donor to local political committees. Schrader Manatee Ranch has also donated. Benderson Development, and then the last one is Carlos Baruf's companies, Medallion Homes, and companies tied to Carlos Baruf, or Mr. Baruf himself. They have a big interest in the land use decisions that happen. As you have 2 former county commissioners here. On my own show, I educate folks about how local government, if you care about the environment, local government is making land use decisions. So you've got those folks, but I could, if you want me to, walk you through an example of political committees where you've got a local political consultant and how some money has gone to his political committee.
That would be very helpful. Yeah, I'd like that.
Okay, so I'm going to start with,
Wow.
let's see. Okay, this is actually, I can get back to this. You've got a state representative who is chairing political committees, and that is highly unusual, and we can talk about that. But let's see, here we go. This is many people who are aware locally of Manatee politics may have heard of Anthony Pedicini. He is the chairperson of a PAC called the Citizens Alliance for Florida's Economy. And many would credit Mr. Pedicini for being a big factor in getting the current Board of County Commissioners elected. So this is one of the PACs Mr. Pedicini is an officer or administrator for. It's called Citizens Alliance for Florida's Economy. And this is from the state website, elections website, campaign finance website. So you can see it started out in March of 2014. And there are a lot of very significant contributions made. This is the reporting period. But if we just go down to the end, through 2014, coming up to the present time, more than $11 million has come into this PAC, which is quite a lot of money to be influencing local campaigns. If you go down here, we want to look at the contributions. Who's donating, or what entities are donating to this particular PAC? And I can submit that query. And you can see there are some individuals, but a lot of the money coming into Citizens Alliance for Florida's Economy is coming from other PACs. And this is how it's kind of a shell game to track to actual donors. You see that Charter Schools USA was active as early as 2014. Mr. Pedicini's PAC is taking money from charter schools. And one of the issues these days with the culture wars in schools, a lot of people believe, myself included, that the real agenda is privatization and profiting from education and privatizing public schools. But going down to the end, to the present time, again, you can see there's over $11 million. But I'm going to point out here in February of 2023, there was a $14,300 donation from a PAC called Conservatives. And it caught my eye because this PAC, when I was doing research regarding the PAC activity to overturn single member districts in Sarasota County, I came upon this PAC, Conservatives. So this shell game, one PAC donating to another, can conceal who donors are behind any particular mailer. But if we go to the PAC Conservatives and we look at their campaign finance activity, and we see how much is in this PAC, nearly $5 million. And it's been around not as long as the other, since 2016, but still $5 million. Who's contributing to Conservatives? Well, you have other PACs, but you're also seeing a familiar name. So here's Mr. Pat Neal, $200,000 in 2020, $100,000, another $100,000, $300,000 donations, 2021. Here's some more, 100,000. There's 200,000. When I add up all of the money that's going into the PAC Conservatives from Mr. Neal, it's over $2 million. That's a lot of money going into a PAC that is then donating to other PACs. So I think sometimes it helps to see this in black and white, to really understand how invested some folks are in influencing elections.
I want to say, I almost want to give Mr. Neal credit for using his real name, because I would imagine that there is probably a lot more money that is just filtered through those PACs. So I like transparency, and I almost feel like giving him credit for using his real name there. But that's the shell game. And is it legal? I mean, I know Reggie asked you that last time, but
it is legal. I mean, since
legal.
the decision, to your point, Mr. Neal's using his name in these donations. What I have done is look up local companies to find out who are donating, to find out who owns them. Because with Citizens United, when corporations became people and money became speech, with the Supreme Court decision in 2010, that really the floodgates opened regarding political donations. And PACs campaigns, you usually have donation limits, and we do in the state of Florida, that any one individual can only give so much. Why do we have that? Because we don't want a bought government, right? We don't want oligarchs buying and controlling the government. With PACs, there are no donation limits. And this is a way that people get around campaign finance rules. And, if I go back to sharing my screen, one of the things that I've found that is really concerning to me is, before, you didn't used to see elected officials actually running political committees. But today, here's Richard Corcoran. I believe this is the same Richard Corcoran who was the Speaker of the House and is now president of New College, acting as the chairperson for some political committees. Bridget Ziegler on the school board of Sarasota County, acting as chairperson of a political committee. Christian Ziegler, this was before actually he was a public official. And then I believe I showed you before, Blaise Ngoglia. Mr. Ngoglia is a state legislator, and you see he's active as chair of political committees, as an officer. So to me, this is a clear avenue to get around campaign finance rules. And before, I didn't see candidates actually and public officials heading up committees. And now I do, which is even, it's just another layer of concern and gaming the system. So
Well, Kathy, that information that you showed us on screen, that's available for anyone to see.
Right.
And I mentioned that this isn't, in this instance, what you showed us today isn't something you went back and put together a presentation for us, but you're on the public website where anyone can see this information.
Yeah, I am. And I'll just show you, this is the state's campaign finance database. And there's a lot of searching you can do here. You can search contribution records, expenditure records. You can see how much money a particular vendor has made from political committees. One of the things I've looked at is the accounting firm that Mr. Robinson, who was a school board member, was paid a lot of money from political committees and continues to be paid. Joe Gruters is my state senator. He and Mr. Robinson are partners. So there's a lot of information you can find out about what's going on with campaign finance. It's a great resource, and it's available, at dosmyflorida.com. You can find election information there. So for the nerds like me who like to look on their own and do their own research, yeah, you can learn a lot there.
Oh, thanks so much. Well, again, we're coming to the end of today's segment, but it just makes me say, we know we'd like to have you come back again to dig a little bit deeper. I think you're giving everyone an opportunity to see what kind of research they can do on their own, and really how this has impacted prior elections. And what we'd love to talk about is, in the next segment, is strategies that you may think could happen for future elections, obviously going into 2024. So thanks again. Thanks for being. We want to thank all of our viewers for watching, and remember, you can find us at YouTube on The Big Picture Manatee. And while you're there, both like us and subscribe so that you can be informed when the next episodes come out. Also, we're on Facebook at The Big Picture Manatee and our webpage, thebigpicturemanatee.com. So we have invited Kathy back, and she's been so nice to do so. We will continue to delve into this dark money, soft money, deeper dive, and our next episode. So thank you all for watching. We appreciate you being here.